whatever way we do this. So, yeah. Not really skiving off, but just letting you guys know. Do appreciate you all tuning in today, though. Again, if you're new to the channel and stuff, remember hit that follow button, see when I'm live again in the future. I do generally tend to cast StarCraft every day. In fact, so far we've streamed StarCraft 2 action every day this month. We have not yet had a day off in 2019, so how about that? Take that for size. Alright. Let's do it, as we have got to the bottom right-hand side. Our red. I started to say blue, and I was like, how am I going to change this? I was like, I'm going to go to the top left. I'm like, no, I can't. Bottom right is our red Zerg player, Demi. Top left, our blue Zerg is JonSnow. I am Ampersand says, hi, Wardy from Argentina. Hello, how you doing? What's up? How's Argentina today? Parabytes coming in with a 3-month resub. Love that, dude. Thank you so much for the 3 months of love. How you doing? Thank you so much. Wardy hearting it up in the chat as well. I love it. Thanks, dude. Glad you're still enjoying the stream. Great to see so many kind of fresher resubs coming in. Like, lately I feel like we've been having a lot of 2-month, 3-month, 4-month resubs. So awesome to see a bunch of new people starting to support the channel and continuing the support as well. I'm trying my absolute best to put on as much StarCraft content as possible for you guys. Like, as much as I can. I'm trying to stream every single day. I'm trying to make sure there's always multiple events for you guys to watch, and make sure you're always, like, you know, filling the downtime with the StarCraft with other events, stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just trying my best to do as much StarCraft as possible. And if you guys want to subscribe and stuff to support that, it's awesome. If you just want to watch the stream, you're supporting us anyway by pushing that viewer count up, watching the ads and stuff for the ad revenue, and all those wonderful little things as well. So a couple of links coming across here. Demi opens with the Carapace upgrade, which means his Zergling speed will be a little bit delayed, but of course he will end up with Carapace on the Lings. That can turn into a nice little Roach Ling attack. There's a couple different ways that can go that works out quite nicely. And you see the couple queens here going to be coming across, and just going to be seeing that Zergling is getting set up as well. So on the way in, Baneling Nest drops down from JonSnow now. So I guess that Baneling Nest up here, as we do see a couple of drones on the way up right now from JonSnow as well. So getting that set to go. Again, Ling speed going to be finishing in just a few moments. This one Carapace on the way down from Demi as well. So just getting that started up, and we are going to be seeing the couple of extra Lings continue to move around. Going to be coming across down to the bottom right side of the map. It's going to be heading down to the bottom right side. We see a few Zerglings of Demi still coming through. I mean, the Baneling from JonSnow's about to finish, so he will have that on his side. But again, with Carapace upgrade, Demi is looking for a big old round of Zerglings to get something done here. And as we see, those couple of Lings are running around at the front. A couple drones on the way up here now from JonSnow, although he is still making Banes of his own defensively at home and more Zerglings. He does have a third hatchery, and that is something Demi does not have, because he didn't have the Ling speed right away. It was difficult for him to take it. So later third hatch, but now with the Ling speed coming up, he will be able to hold it. Let's see what the fight looks like. JonSnow morphs into some more aggressive Banelings now. And as he finds these few Lings of Demi without speed at the moment, so he's able to get a bit of a surround on that fight. Now Demi is going to get his own speed Lings coming through, but JonSnow's Banes are about to be done. Remember, Carapace is here as well. So those Lings of Demi are generally a little bit better in the Ling-on-Ling fight, but not if they take a big Baneling to the face. While the Baneling won't one-shot those Zerglings, they'll bring them low enough for JonSnow's Lings to pretty much just one-tap them down afterwards. Those Lings trying to jump on top of that hatchery here. We're going to be seeing a Bane going down. Another Baneling targeted down pretty quickly as well. Allows the Lings to keep on fighting, and that Carapace will really help him to overwhelm this here. So Demi is going to shut this down, and JonSnow, well, he starts up his Roach Roar, and he goes into the +1 missile attack, and he starts to go towards the Roaches now. Going to be seeing a couple more Banelings from JonSnow getting set up here. Wardy, do you pay yourself overtime? Well, I mean, I pay myself as much as Twitch chat as you guys pay me, so if you guys want to pay me for overtime, you're more than welcome to. I'm not complaining. I mean, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm streaming, you know? For the love of StarCraft. Also trying to make a bit of money so we can keep bringing the love of StarCraft to you guys. And my ear, sorry, my ear really hurts the last couple of days. Oh man, it's really annoying. Sorry, one sec guys, just have to rearrange my headset. Alright, all good. So, lag coming in on each side of the map. And as we're going towards the Roach versus Roach stage of the game now. So getting towards the Roaches and the versus the Roaches, it's going to get really interesting as we see a few of these Zerglings from Demi still coming across, darting through the center of the map down towards the bottom left-hand side. And he's seeing that +1 missile attack upgrade about to finish up from JonSnow. Again, he'll be late on the Roach speed though, because he doesn't have a lad just yet. It's just a few moments later than Demi's was, so that will come into play here. As we are going to be seeing a clean up on those few lings. Demi's up 10 workers though, so Demi having a little bit of an eco advantage at the moment. We'll see if he can make that work well for him. He'll also have the upgrade lead, remember, because he has Carapace and missiles. So yeah, go Demi. He's got a few advantages to work with at the moment. Loser Dream 99 comes in with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much for that Twitch Prime. Really appreciate it. Obviously, if you're a Twitch Prime user, you got your Twitch Prime sub available. Consider using it on the channel to support the stream for free. I do appreciate it. As we see those lings going to be coming across, down, across to the left side, across, down, across. Apparently, is my way of saying they're trying to attack, but they're not going to find a way in. JonSnow, now he takes the worker lead, but Demi has been building a ton of Roaches. I feel like as Roach speed finishes, Demi's just going to go for this. As JonSnow continues to drone up, he starts up things like +2 missiles, extra extractors. These are all things which are not going to help JonSnow defend these Roaches. Obviously, it gets pushed away there as we're going to be seeing the Roaches and the Ravager leading the charge. JonSnow's going to see this now with that single Zergling, so he now knows a little bit about what's going on here, perhaps. So here we go, Demi with a 20 Omni Supply advantage. Remember, he's fighting 1-1 against +1 at the moment. If he doesn't do a lot with this, he will fall behind a bit because +2 is on the way from JonSnow. JonSnow doesn't even have Roach speed yet, so Demi can definitely force a bit of a better fight, perhaps, as well with positioning. Kiting away quite nicely too. Couple of Banes coming in. Getting some okay splash damage on the front line of the Roaches, but Demi continuing to press forward. A lot of these Roaches going down. Demi's still coming through here. Queen up on the top as we're going to be seeing. Well, I mean, obviously JonSnow has the shorter reinforcement distance, and that will help a little bit. Demi sits in a corrosive bile there, as well as his Lings struggling to get through to help tank for the Roaches. I think JonSnow is going to push this back, and again, as JonSnow defends, he comes out with +2 missiles. He comes out with a bunch more Roaches as well, ready to go, and he's 9 drones ahead. So JonSnow's defense here puts him into the lead of the ZvZ, puts him into a hell of a position. So it was a good attempt from Demi. It was definitely the right. I definitely don't mind the idea, but it obviously has to sort of fall back a little bit and get the cogs spinning again as to what he's going to do next. Contaminates the Evo chamber as well. So JonSnow slows down the +2 of Demi. JonSnow might get aggressive in a moment or two, honestly. I mean, he's at that point where he has his own +2 in play, so it's definitely something he can look towards now. As we do have the few of these lings still gathering up in the bottom left corner. A couple more Ravagers on the way out from JonSnow. Going to be seeing the +1 Carapace upgrade getting started as well. And those Zerglings are going to run in towards the 4th base. Well, that's a kill, not even a cancel. So that's at least something from Demi here. He drops down a Spire. Now, I feel if JonSnow attacks, Demi's throwing so much money into other things at the moment. Without a +2 upgrade finished, I feel like JonSnow might have a good little attack timing. But JonSnow, well, he's still building Roaches. He isn't building anything else at the moment. Just down those Lings trying to counterattack. Demi being very annoying with those few Zerglings he has out, and that's maybe one of the reasons JonSnow decides not to attack. He's a little afraid of those Ling counterattacks getting a lot done, although he does seem to be moving a bit more confidently through the center of the map now. So JonSnow starting to move through the middle. On the bottom left side, a few Zerglings are still running here. Looks like JonSnow will have these cornered in a moment or two. Just needs to send a few Roaches over there as well, which he is starting to do so. Those Lings cornered, although it looks like they're going to commit in for the 4th base. 4th hatchery will not go down, though. It's too many Roaches, and the Lings will not be able to get that. across the bars, and that Overlord dies in the blink of an eye as JonSnow is maxed out. Well, Demi has meters on the way up, but only 6 of them at the moment. And if you can just get a few meters on top of those Ravagers, it can definitely start to push this back, because obviously JonSnow has no real way of defending this, and there we go. I mean, the meters come in, and they're going to start attacking the Ravagers as expected. And what does JonSnow do? Well, he instantly starts up some Spore Crawlers back at home, keeps this army running. And again, the meters are trying to target down what they can. I mean, it's been switching targets between this Ravager and that Ravager for a while now. Decides to just pull away and pick off a couple of Overlords instead, which is some guaranteed damage more or less. So Demi just going to be doing this. And again, back in the rest of his army, he is still more or less sending up into Roaches and Ravagers. Now Hydras are coming into the army from JonSnow. He's getting that Groove Spines up as well, and making that switch in towards Hydras here at this stage. Well, it looks as though Demi will do the same, and obviously with the Hydra Dens up, you've got to be watching the production tab for that Lurker Den dropping down. Lurkers are really going to dictate where players can and cannot attack on the map, and they're going to be extremely powerful going into the later stages of this ZvZ here. So they are going to get very, very good as the Hydra Den finishes up. Going to be seeing the 4th hatchery from Demi as well is coming to completion very shortly. Lurker Den is starting. JonSnow getting this going as you're going to be seeing the Spinecrawler coming in on the natural expansions. The Spinecrawler coming through. A lot of Roaches and Ravagers coming down to the bottom left-hand side. A few Changelings going to be moving in towards the middle of the map. You just dive in, going for a Queen, not quite able to. Actually will be able to pick off a Hydralisk. There's the Roaches picking off a Hydra there as well. Getting a couple of Corrosive Biles. Starting to drop down. And Demi taking the initiative and taking the fight, but it is JonSnow. He's coming out and rebuilding a lot faster than Demi as well. And there's extra Corrosive Biles at Demi though, and the meters in the back, that's shaky. Demi is down a lot of supply. He will be able to rebuild. JonSnow's Lurker Den will be the first to finish, and that'll be in about 20 seconds or so. So with those Lurkers coming into the map, making pushes like this happen is only going to get more difficult. It's only going to get more difficult. Those Roaches and Ravagers of Demi coming back over to the right side now, as we are going to be seeing the Grooved Spines on the way up as well. Again, a few of these Lurkers on the way out from JonSnow at the moment. Just going to be seeing this army heading up towards the upper right side. So JonSnow again coming across the map. We do see those Roaches of Demi still hanging out on the top. He's going to get a few Dropper Lords going, so a little bit of drop action from him to try and buy some time. I mean, JonSnow is getting a Dropper Lord of his own setup, and he's starts up his first 2 Lurkers now. So Lurkers coming into play. As Demi is actually moving into the middle. The Lurkers here from JonSnow a bit out of position. Okay, the rest of the army does come back. As Roaches drop off in the main. Roaches already split away to the top right side, and this will pull Demi's army up there. And as JonSnow tries to take position, but there's Lurkers from Demi as well. JonSnow takes a couple of shots with his own Lurkers there for a moment or two. Lurkers kind of firing on each other. Those Roaches in the main going to have to be dealt with. I mean, reinforcements are on the way up for JonSnow as well, as those Roaches to the top side got shut down. JonSnow actually going to brute force his way forward, so JonSnow really feels he can take this fight, but I don't think he can actually. Those Lurkers in a very good position defensively, and I mean, JonSnow completely misread that situation. I have no idea what made him think he could just jump in towards Lurkers. Maybe he didn't think Demi had enough of them. Well, that's going to cost him heavily, because suddenly JonSnow's supply drops massively now, and well, Demi is maxed out against a 135, 140 supply JonSnow. Okay, JonSnow has a hive on the way up for Vipers, but Demi has a huge win right then and there. That's huge. So here we go with the Roaches, Ravagers, Hydras, and Lurkers all pushing across to the left side now. JonSnow just lurking around there with his own Lurkers also coming up as well, hoping that might be enough for him to defend. But again, huge army supply deficit, and Demi might be about to take game 1 of this now. After honestly being a bit behind after his earlier attempt of being super aggressive and all in. Didn't quite work out. Those Lurkers moving forwards. And that's what Demi wants to do, just slowly push his way into positions with these Lurkers. So down on drones as well. Corrosive Biles, the Overseer, which is in observing mode. few lurkers lift up again. Roach is coming around the top side. Maybe wants a bit of a surround here. Corrosive bows down and actually gets a lurker for his efforts. As Roach is run by into the natural and maybe up into the main. It will pull you inside of position and maybe allow these lurkers to reposition. He is going to try and get a location on the 4th base. Back to the top left, we're going to be seeing... I mean, what was that actually that was just killed? Was that the lurker den? I think that was the lurker den that just went down, and now the Hydra den as well. So actually, JonSnow can't rebuild that at all. I mean, the main base of Demi, a little bit of a drop is going without attention paid to it. He's jumping in on a couple of those lurkers. Corrosive Bowers are good to get a kill. And JonSnow is maxed out once again here, so if he can somehow find a good fight, he loses his 4th base, of course, and that's painful. As Demi, with 5 bases up now, he's expanded behind this and going into 3-2 upgrades. The only thing I think Demi is mostly missing out on is maybe some Vipers of his own. Oh, the lurkers stopped moving for a moment, and that's a nice abduct in. One of those lurkers picked off right away. Lurkers burrowing up and getting set to go. A couple attack in from JonSnow. Not going to be too successful. We've seen Roaches and Hydras moving into the center of the map. And again, +3 missile attack upgrade from JonSnow. Coming in right there. +3 and +2 from Demi. So he's still got good upgrades. He actually does still have Carapace against no... Oh, no, there is Carapace from JonSnow too. Huh. Didn't realize that. Well, JonSnow is still struggling. Demi's maxed out. Demi still has the bank, and he's obviously kept him away from that 4th base for a little bit. And Demi's just going to keep moving around. It's very difficult to end a game like this, which is why I don't understand why Demi doesn't make Vipers, because Vipers are the way you actually at least start shaving off those lurkers, and you actually start... Oh, well, I mean, I guess this is a way as well. Put yourself in position on the top of the ramp in the natural. But Blinding Clouds are going to be very good here, because Demi's going to be massively choked up. This is why he should really just get his own Vipers. Like, Vipers would be so good for him right now, and not having Vipers is actually allowing JonSnow to take some very good fights. In fact, JonSnow's going to continue this fight here. There isn't any lurkers left over right now. JonSnow, by the way, can't make any more lurkers of his own. Again, remember, he lost the lurker den and the Hydra den. Demi is still just massing up Hydras and is just completely relying on lurkers, but I guess now that he's killed off a couple of all the lurkers of JonSnow, he doesn't have to worry too much more. Because, if you think about it, the lack of lurkers now means the Vipers are only going to Blinding Clouds. So I guess if you just look for a straight-up fight, I guess now Vipers aren't really needed. So maybe Demi's right not to make the Vipers. Just feels a bit frustrating, because otherwise I feel like if there was still lurkers... I guess I forgot there wasn't as many lurkers anymore. If there is still lurkers, it feels like you do need those Vipers to really do anything. But without the lurkers, it's a bit different. There's a Roach in the main base, has... couple of kills on it, and we'll jump back into the Dropper Lord to get out of here alive. On the top, a few drones moving up, and we still see, again, Roaches, Hydras, and a Ravager gathering together. A few of these Vipers from JonSnow setting up to go. We've seen a little bit of extra gas taken from Demi on the other side of the map again. JonSnow's maxed out again with a larger army. And it's the fact that JonSnow doesn't have any real answers to the lurkers or lurkers of his own. That's the biggest issue. He's got one lurker right here, and they will burrow in, and, well, they actually will kill a few lurkers here in a moment or so, but, oh, he loses the Spore Crawler. Okay, well, and the Spore Crawler won't kill any, then the lurkers won't kill anything. Again, I like the ideas from JonSnow, but I just struggle to believe he's going to be able to take a fight against, well, lurkers. I guess the lurkers aren't in the army just yet. I guess that's very scary for Demi, because Demi is, again, out of position with the lurkers, and so he's also on a smaller army anyways. So I guess JonSnow's army really should overrun this army right here. And JonSnow does have Vipers, so he does have an answer to lurkers as well, to some extent. Oh man, is Demi going to be in trouble? Those lurkers still not in position. He's running out of space to run into. The lurkers are going to run down, but they should just get picked off as they go. He Blinding Clouds to get rid of a couple lurkers right away. The lurkers try to reposition, but they go down. Oh my god, Demi. No way! Blinding Cloud in the back of the mineral line. JonSnow is going to push on in, and Demi types out GG. Our red Zerg top right with the 12 pool is Demi after a hell of a loss in game number 1. That's the bottom left-hand side. The blue Zerg player is JonSnow. He was just about able to make this work out for him in the end. to take that win, I mean, honestly, really was like last chances though. Like, he had so little left to work with. He had no 4th base anymore again. Like, he had no mining at all. He was on the verges of defeat. Like, it was so over. It was so over. Man, I can't quite get over it, really. It's pretty crazy. Well, JonSnow opens the gas pool before Hatch as well, and that against the 12 pool is already incredible. Oh, Demi's in trouble, man. He's going against... You kind of like... I mean, I guess Demi will have a hatchery, but obviously JonSnow will have lingers with more drones, with a ling speed coming up behind it. Well, let's watch these first lings moving across the map here. As the 6 of them are going to be able to move across down to the bottom left-hand side. So here you go, 6 lings heading down to the bottom left. You guys like the ending of that game? Viva La Froze. Demi really felt like he panicked as well a little bit. I mean, maybe take a couple of your lurkers to the bottom side of the map and harass or so. You're in a position to do that as Demi. But you need the lurkers as a main point of defense. Anyways, I mean, here comes the fight in this game. Demi's lings arrive, but JonSnow already has lings and drones pulling in just to help kind of even out the numbers a bit. As JonSnow has a spine crawler starting up. He's about to get that 100 gas as well so he can start ling speed. He actually cancels the spine crawler. I really don't think he needs the spine crawler. He sees the hatchery, so he knows there's not kind of a baneling kind of follow-up or ling speed of his opponent either. And JonSnow has a queen down to the low ground now, just waiting for these drones to return the minerals to this hatchery here. And, well, again, if the lings and this queen... Well, maybe the drones will have to fight again. JonSnow is already starting to build up a few more drones. Demi's still 2 workers behind at the moment. And JonSnow is actually still building drones as well. That is bad, because now he loses 2 more drones, and I guess he's replacing them, sure, but he's also going to take a lot of damage on that queen. Queen drops. He's still building drones, JonSnow. What is he doing? I mean, I guess he just says if I build enough, it doesn't matter how many I lose. He's obviously just very confident that he will clean this up, but no queens or anything here for JonSnow either. I mean, he's just not been able to mine for a while is the biggest issue of all, right? Like, he's had so much denied mining time that actually he's still not able to get into another queen even. That's really getting expensive for JonSnow now. His lings want to come in again. Gets the low health drone. Oh my god. JonSnow finally gets 2 more lings up, but that greed of JonSnow keeping on making zerglings completely messed this up for him. What was a great position, keep on making on drones. He should have just made, I mean, even if he just made like 4 more zerglings initially instead of 2 drones, he probably holds it off of the queen on the low ground, but JonSnow way too greedy here. Way too greedy and completely punished for it. And there will be trailing coming out of this. I mean, that ling speed doesn't mean much if you can't even afford zerglings. He doesn't have the lava to produce that many zerglings either, because he hasn't had lings. Spine crawler gets a poke off, and another spine coming up as well. Demi's a little bit afraid as the spines will... you can probably cancel that other spine crawl, and he does do so. That's circling back and away. Got all these creep teamers continuing to come down here at the moment. As you see, the spine crawler is getting set up. That's going to burrow in a moment or two. Rotron coming down on the edge here. So Rotron coming down. And just going to be seeing that 3rd hatchery getting started up as well. And the speed gets going from Demi. Again, just going to be seeing a few more lava popping out here and there. Drones on the way out. And, yeah. Looking good at the moment. 3rd hatch going to be finishing shortly as well. So JonSnow at least is getting a 3rd hatch with that ling speed, so he's getting something of an advantage here. Getting something to work with. Seven more roaches on the way up. Demi's just going to go for an all-in. 10 roaches, getting ling speed to reinforce with zerglings, so he's going to go for the 2 base roach ling all-in. JonSnow, I mean, needs to stop building drones about 5 ago. He's added 7 more. It's not going to help him at all. It's going to be really bad for him, actually, those extra drones there. So we are going to be seeing +1 missile attack upgrade coming in from JonSnow's again. That started up. I mean, it's all the things that he doesn't want to see. I mean, he sees no third hatchery. How long do you have to wait to start wondering that you should maybe be a bit careful? Ling's here now. We'll see Queen's full of energy. Did he see the roaches? Okay, now he definitely sees it, but again, is it just too late? I feel like you have to cancel +1 lair and everything to it. Like, I mean, he made even more drones, man. He's on 53 workers. He cancels the lair. He doesn't even have the love to spend any more money, so canceling the +1 might not even be worth it. I mean, he can give up the third base and all sorts, but again, 53 drones. It's just so many to have built. Again, some roaches on the way out for him. I mean, Demi's even bringing the queens across, remember, as well. JonSnow's going to lose an overlord, so he's going to get supply blocked. Oh, man. Well, as roaches dive on up in towards the natural expansion, there's like a spine crawler that is currently being built. And Demi has way too much on Cerulean Fall. I mean, he just did so much of the 12th one. They can't understand JonSnow's greed with the 12th tool either. As we are going to be seeing the roaches just continue to come in. I'm just going to be able to continue picking off these queens. Those drones in trouble as well. And friends, this is very over indeed. I mean, there's just so many roaches here. Reinforced by Zerglings as well. The spines aren't being allowed to finish up. Doesn't matter if you get +1 or anything. Here's JonSnow. Demi will take game 2 and ties the series 1-1. Exciting map. As we have got to the bottom right side, our red Zerg player. This is Demi. Top left hand side, our blue Zerg is JonSnow. And that's dropping down from Demi. And as you see, that Ling speed has started up already. Hatchery about to finish on the natural expansion. And Ling speed starting up from both. A little bit of a faster Ling speed and Bane Nest from Demi, so a little bit of a different build. He's a few workers behind though, so you can see how that's affecting him. And JonSnow will have a slight eco lead going into his own Bane Nest now. Sorry, I need a cough. Excuse me. So, going to be seeing a couple of Lings coming down back to the bottom right from Demi. He's making a good few Lings here for his Ling speed, so definitely looking to apply some pressure. JonSnow with one Zergling already moving forwards. I'm going to be seeing that Queen able to pick up the Zergling, so Zergling going down. And the 2 Lings of Demi heading in towards the upper left side of the map. 14 Lings of JonSnow on the way out. Bane and Nest finishes and a couple of Banes on the way. Demi morphing in a couple of Banelings too. As you see, those Zerglings going to run on in and try and see what they can do. Just going to jump in on the Spine Crawler. Now we're going to be seeing again the Queen trying to see what else is going on. Lings continue to pull away out into towards the middle of the map, and again, a few drones continue to come up on each side. A couple of Banes coming through as well. And an Extractor drops down here from JonSnow as well. So all this getting going. As a lair will start up on each side of the map already. So either looking for some accelerated roach speed here, or maybe straight to mutas. Demi will take a few workers lead from this point as JonSnow supply blocked. So Demi actually put himself in a good little spot with this. Queen's in position, able to pick off one Zergling already, and again the lair on the top left hand side is going to be finishing up in a few moments. Still intrigued as to what this is going to be. No Rotron or Evo Chamber though, so it really could be mutas apiece, but again Demi just has that eco advantage for a little while here and there. And JonSnow's supply block's definitely hurting him, although now Demi supply blocked himself. No third hatchery from either side either, so both of these players being extremely cautious about expanding everything at the moment. Has been a rather aggressive set of lane banes, so obviously neither of them expanding yet. And there's the Spires dropping down simultaneously. So both of them going to play mutas. As Demi starts 7 drones while JonSnow starts 5. It's actually going to even out the word count on 45 each. So these guys are really sticking with each other at the moment. Really going to stick with each other at the moment, as we're going to be seeing the Overseer about to finish up here from Demi. And is going to be coming up the left-hand side. He's doing quite a bit of damage here in the Overseer. Will get taken down. So Overseer falls. Spire coming up on each side of the map as well. Some Lings on the way out from Demi. A couple more Overlords on the way too. What's up, T Gibbo coming in with the 2-month free sub. Thank you so much. T Gibbo 88. Appreciate the love, dude. Thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. Good to have you for another month on the channel. Lings come in. Get a Ling kill already. Coming in again. A little bit of back and forth at the moment here, guys. Going to be seeing that Spire dropping down in the back from JonSnow, so he gets that going. This thing is still setting up on the bottom left. Going to be seeing that third hatchery. Going to be finishing up now as well. Mummy is on the way out then from each side. Both of them going to fly Carapace. As if this series is going to get decided by muta on muta, guys. As if. We've seen the mutas trying to come in. I mean, Demi sees them. I mean, both players see them. JonSnow took the initiative and came forwards a little bit. Muta count is dead even, so there's nothing between the two of them at the moment. Demi starts Overlord speed, so he's going to be able to bring his Overlords back home. JonSnow, I mean, that's 100 gas that was invested that you don't really want to invest, though, because it's one less muta. I think he realizes his Overlords are kind of safe anyways, so cancels that in the end. Demi just a few drones ahead at the moment, and again, these guys are just sneaking ahead of each other for a couple moments here and a couple moments there. A few mutas popping out on each side of the map. See, those mutas just going to fly up there and pick off a couple of Zerglings already. Again, just going to be seeing the mutas coming through in towards the main base extractor. Going to be taking some damage. Again, Zerglings on the right side, trying to see what's up as well. 4th factory on the left. A really passive game so far. +1 flyer +1 flyer attack starts up now from JonSnow, so gets that going. He's pulling back up the side. It's 22 to 22 mutas, man. And this game's just staying so even. But Demi is taking worker leads. Like, he's on 65 drones right now already. Because the 4th base, though, is faster than JonSnow. And he already has the gases up, so he will immediately mine gas. That might just boost him a little bit ahead in that mutalist count. Just a little bit. I mean, Demi's now 68 drones. I mean, if Demi could afford some Zerglings here or there to start attacking around the map as well, could be maybe nice. This JonSnow has 25 Lings at the moment against the 15. JonSnow going to try and fly in, but he sees the mutas of Demi in position, so the 4th base defended. Man, this is so weird. It's almost like Phoenix versus Phoenix. Like, neither guy wants to actually attack in. Because they're just so exactly even. Just going to be staying together nice and easily. He's coming down the bottom side. It's going to change up the direction, so maybe Demi will be out of position. Spore Crawler's in position, though. I mean, well, we'll get a Mutalist in fairness, and a Muta kill is a Muta kill at the moment. More Zerglings through the center as we see 37 to 38 mutas now. It's still pretty even, though, across the board. Some Ling Bane from Demi, as we do see a queen gets picked off. A little bit out of position there, the mutas of Demi. Not going to jump on the mutas of JonSnow. JonSnow's +1 flyer attacks is finished. He wants to go take this, but Demi gets a little bit of a better shot off initially, but it's really a small shot. Nothing dies. Trying to run in with these Zerglings here. Has to be careful. Kills an Extractor. That's big in terms of the muta fight. Here we go. These guys are just going to dive on each other. I mean, JonSnow's fighting on the side of the map where Demi is going to have faster reinforcements, remember, as well. And Demi still has Lings and a Spore Crawler underneath this army. JonSnow just lost his Mutalist count. Well, not by much, though. 21 to 23. But 5 more about to finish. So Demi will take a slight advantage there. Retaking an Extractor. +2 carapace coming in on either side. Obviously, at this stage, JonSnow going to be setting up in towards that a little bit faster than Demi, so still has a little bit lead on the upgrades. But again, Demi 75 to 66 workers, just keeping that worker advantage throughout the game, and has just been mining a little more, trading a little better. The little things going the way of Demi now, but JonSnow's not too far behind to the point where he can't come back in this at all. He's coming, going to grab 1 and 2 Banelings, just like that. To the bottom side, Ling's trying to run in as well. Will not be able to. These few Zerglings around can get picked off. I mean, the side defense from Demi, very good for him here. Lings, a few mutas continue to come out as well. Again, the Fly Carapace upgrade still coming into play. And JonSnow is back on 37 to 38 meters. That's the advantage of having had that 4th base mine and gas a little bit sooner, and having, you know, picked off the Extractor here a little while ago. Those are the little advantages that made up for JonSnow's previous fight. That wasn't exactly the greatest. There you go, the mutas flying in. I mean, again, Demi has a lot of shots kind of from the spores beneath that go off and help out here. I feel like, again, JonSnow being the aggressor. The Spore Crawler going to move towards the top side of this. That means JonSnow will probably be the player that has to pull away from this. And again, Demi is the one that kind of comes out pretty okay. He loses a few workers. His Lingers were just nowhere to be seen for a while, Demi. Demi restarts 16 drones. He's going to have like 82 workers. He's on 23 meters, Demi. He just needs to keep his gas mining going. I mean, I'd love to see some of those Lings and meters. I mean, Demi getting aggressive, going to the bottom left. He's won another fight, but does he know he's won another fight? As Demi is getting further and further ahead. Ling's just going to sit on the 3rd base. I mean, Demi moves in towards the 5th top right now. He knows about the bottom left base. Yeah, that's JonSnow's vision. He knows about this base down here, so he knows that's setting up. And again, those extra gases might help JonSnow to catch up on that Mutalist cow, which Demi is currently holding the advantage in. And Demi, I feel like maybe he just doesn't feel like he's winning these fights. I mean, it's always hard to know, but I feel like a muta on muta fight that happens on your side of the map with a Spore Crawl that's firing underneath. Maybe Demi's just a little bit afraid. Mutas and Lings coming in towards the upper right. We're going to be seeing Lings on the bottom going to get picked away at as well. Oh man, the mutas are going to fight on the top side, and this is what Demi wants though. I mean, again, Demi has the muta cannon. Surely this time he has to see he has the muta lead. And I think he does. Drives in for another shot or 2 on the mutas. A couple of mutas getting distracted away. He sends his own Lings across the map now. And that's going to be a pretty big deal, because Demi has the initiative. He's got 10 mutas advantage. JonSnow doesn't have Spore Crawlers either. He only has Queens to try and offset the muta advantage. I don't think 4 Queens is really going to be enough. He loses 2 mutas right away as well. Loses the 1st Queen also. I mean, Demi pulls away, trying to fight away from the Queens because the Queens are off creep. He's going to stick around here though. The Lings are kind of winning out on the ground as well. The mutas are still winning in the skies. And GG from JonSnow. Demi qualifies for WCS Winter. GG's. Demi takes it down.